Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Firstly, thank you for agreeing to this interview.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, let's start right away. India celebrated its Founders Day recently. It's been over 40 years. So, how do you look back on your journey and uh, and that of the company?
Yes, it has been a very challenging journey. Particularly, I have been looking beyond. We have now completed 41 years, and being a first generation businessman, I have to adopt myself for various changes. And throughout my journey, focusing on delivering the value that has been very important for me. Now we have over 6,000 employees on pan-India basis, and with a collaboration with KLN, we have global presence beyond 65 countries. Our main focus is on infrastructure, multimodal logistics, and integrated services. All these things probably have made my journey more customer oriented and consolidated. And for this, I should thank Almighty and my parents. And of course, this would not have been possible but for my stable and efficient team over a period of time and my strong clients.
Recently, I think in May it was that you announced that K-Indev has been rebranded as K-Indev Logistics, and the company renamed as Indev Private Limited. So, what was the reason for this change? What prompted this change, and how will it impact your business, your clients, your customers, your operations?
Actually, it was quite unexpected. So we had the first collaboration joint venture in 2016 with the Kerry Group. Kerry is also one of the biggest Asian logistics player. But recently, about a couple of years back, Sufung Express, SF Express, acquired majority in Kerry. So naturally, they had to change everything. So they said, Sufung is the biggest e-commerce players, the biggest e-commerce players in China, Hong Kong, and of course, most of the other countries. But they didn't have integrated logistics and also freight forwarding. So they took over Kerry in order to become a global player in the overall logistics. So they have now kept globally as KLN, that is Kerry Logistic Network. And they requested us to rebrand and rework the entire structure. But basically, the shareholding is not changing, the same directors, no more structural changes, nothing of that sort. It is only because another player, biggest player, because there are a lot of advantages because Sufung Express, SF Express has taken over Kerry as a whole. Because for Kerry, this last mile connectivity was missing. Now, Sufung Express as a global player for e-commerce, it is going to definitely add value to us. That is the reason why we agreed for rebranding in such a way, consolidating all our infrastructure into Indev Infra Logistics Private Limited, and to have another company for business as a whole, K-Indev Logistics Limited. So we plan to consolidate all our business activities in K-Indev Logistics Limited. And while going for IPO, we will definitely work out whether we go only with the business and business profitability, performance, future potential, only for K-Indev Logistics Limited, or we will also add Indev Infra Logistics Limited. So this definitely will help us to promote and expand our business activities and focus on performance and profitability.
K-Indev Logistics is one of the giants of the cargo and logistics, offering a wide array. Could you elaborate on the services on your network in India and abroad?
Yeah. Yes. Actually, KLN as a global network, they are also one of the top 10 global players in the world. And they are spread all over. As K-Indev Logistics Limited, we focus on end-to-end solutions. One of the very few companies in India having all the logistics services under one roof. That is custom broker service, then international freight forwarding, then you have integrated logistics, that is supply chain, project logistics, then we have free trade zone warehousing. We also have CFSs and ICDs all over India. Now we are into rail rake logistics. And after the collaboration with SF Express, we have also started GSA and GSSA services for aircraft, because Sufung owns more than 80 aircrafts, cargo aircrafts. So we have started handling all these aircrafts in India. Apart from that, yes, Kerry is also having shipping break bulk agencies, PAC, PACCL. So they have a lot of break bulk vessels. We are also handling all their vessels in India. So from shipping agency or a break bulk service till the aircraft handling, if you take the entire ambit of land logistic business, K-Indev Logistics is there.
So what is the company's specialization? What are some of the value-added services offered? And what, according to you, have been some of the major milestones in this journey?
Actually, we are trying to add a lot of value to our customers, particularly to give sustainability, adopting ourselves to the global changes. Particularly, for example, we have a separate wing for all the consultancy services. If any new corporate wants to come into India, we have a separate consultancy company wherein they will give you how to start a company, what are the licensing activities they have to do with various government agencies. The whole lot of thing, we can do it for any company coming into India, because that is what they require. Then, of course, once they come in, they look for integrated services and also multi-modal activities. Since we have already created the ambit of services within one roof, we are able to give them the solutions. And if you take the real milestone, in 1996, we were the pioneers in starting CFS in India. And maybe the first ever ICD in Chennai. And we were the pioneers in opening free trade zone in India. And after that, now a lot of free trade zones started coming in. Then also we went in for a lot of development and expanding the footprint, particularly for e-commerce a few years back. So now in e-commerce, or we will say parcel service, we have more than 5,000 pin codes, and we plan to expand this area, because today last mile connectivity is very, very important. So hence, and also you should note that our company was the first private sector awarded by the International Customs Certificate of Merit. And I should be very proud to say we were the first ever company to have got the AUO certification way back. Then 2009, I started working on this AFS. By finally 2017 or so, I really opened up the first ever air freight station. We call it as a air cargo transshipment in India. Today, the government is talking so much about AFS. Even yesterday, we had discussions about how to open up this AFS. So, initially, they gave me permission for imports. Now, we are working on complete exports out of AFS. So, it will definitely decongest the airport. As I envisaged in 1996, I was the first one to get permission for imports moving into CFS from the port. Those days, they allowed only exports to be handled. Then I would have traveled 10 times to Delhi to explain to them, yes, CFS cannot be only for exports. Then finally, I got this import permission. Same way, now we have got AFS, we are working on imports. Now, once we get the permission for exports also, when the ULDs are brought into the AFS station, we can also rework and use the same ULD for the exports, which can go into the aircraft directly, which will definitely reduce the lead time and also the logistic cost.
The next question is, what is K-Indev Logistics USP, would you say? How would you differentiate yourself from the competition? It's a very competitive industry out there.
I always tell my people that how we are different from others, it is because we are competent, competitive, and comprehensive. This will make it very clear that how we could be different from other logistics players. If you have to be different, you need to show something different to our customers. What they expect today is the comprehensive services. And then your competency, how you are tech-oriented, and how you are able to give prompt services, the competency levels. They are going beyond that. They are looking for more information from our side. So that is why they have started calling us as partners. No longer they call us as their contractor or anybody. The concept changed completely. So they are looking for more and more innovative suggestions from us in order to ensure that they work on a just-in-time and they try to outsource all the activities so that they can focus on their core manufacturing or trading activity. So this definitely, we are trying to answer them. See, way back I thought India has to develop. Because of it is demand, demography and democracy, as our Prime Minister had said. So this I envisaged 20 years back. That is the reason why in the opening this thing I told you how we are different. We have worked on end-to-end solutions. Unless you create end-to-end solutions, the key factor of reducing logistic cost and the lead time and to reducing the inventory cost will not work. So our USP is that going closer to the industries, giving them end-to-end solutions with innovative practices.
You briefly touched upon technology in your previous, and now, as you know, this is the era of rapid technological advancement, digitization. So, how is the company, how is K-Indev leveraging technology to further boost and enhance, augment the services?
See, today technology is very important because fortunately, I have seen most conventional period in logistics and the medieval period, and I am seeing a digital period, maybe the advanced period. So I could realize the benefits, how it makes logistics more efficient. So the focus on flow of information from first mile to the last mile, which means it has to create auto reports and auto communication without having much of interference from the human beings. That is what our Prime Minister has worked out, some of the very good concepts like Make in India, Skill India, and Digital India. If a country has to move forward, even Prime Minister has mentioned in the recent conference, In 2047, our country will become a developed country. If it has to happen, everywhere technology adoption has to take place, or technology upgradation has to take place, or innovation in technology will have to take place. So having said that, my son, Mr. Mitchell Britto, has already joined, K-Indev, and he studied in London. His focus is more on digitalization. So they are now seriously working on creating a single platform, because there is no single platform. Because now if you take a software, you have separate software for CHA, then freight forwarding, then free trade zone. Everything is independent softwares. Today, they are seriously working. How far we are going to be successful, we don't know. If that is worked out, yes, it will reduce a lot of work and it will improve the whole system. So that is bringing the entire logistics activities on a single platform. Of course, you have now Internet of Things, then machine learning, and also artificial intelligence. Now we have to combine all this technology strength. Particularly machine learning, we have started using it to create a supply chain sustainability. That is very important. So if we are successful, that is going to be. So technology, our company gives utmost importance, because the volumes are increasing, not like before. And the demand from our customers are also increasing. So unless you have a robust technology or technological system with you, it's very difficult to grow. However big you are, however infrastructurally you're sound, or how good your team is, we need to give the tool. So I think the youngsters have started working on this. I hope in a couple of years we'll be successful. And seamless flow of cargo and the flow of information will be the order of the day.
The government, as you know, has been very proactive in promoting logistics. There's the National Logistics Policy, PM Gati Shakti, Logistics Data Bank. So, but what more is required, do you think? What more from the regulation front, on the policy front, do you think is required to give further impetus to the growth of logistics and cargo in India, and cargo handling in India?
I would say there is a tremendous improvement in ease of doing and single window systems and so on. But I would like government to keep investing more on the digital platforms of customs. Particularly now we are into this faceless assessment. But still there are practical challenges. Sometimes it gets delayed, and that has to be definitely regularized. And I want definitely government to come out with some incentive schemes to make it more technology oriented. Today, if I want to adopt artificial intelligence, I have to spend a lot of money. See, in other countries, they are giving incentivize the people to go for much sharper technology. So government has to come in. Also, I would say that tax breaks have to be given for eco-friendly. Now we are talking about emission-free and so on. We would like to run all electric vehicles all over, but it's all costly, and maintenance is very high. So government has to come forward to think and give us a tax breaks. And those days itself, I used to talk to government about giving the huge machineries, tax breaks for getting into the bonded area or the CFSs. But it is now very important because we are into the green energy. We are talking so much about the green energy. Also this, yes, there are some fine tuning has to happen in the free trade zone warehousing. Like we call it a built to suit warehouse, it has to be more suitable to it should be more customer friendly. I had been giving representations for, connectivity to customs. Now they have made a lot of efforts because because it was under Commerce Ministry. whereas customs is under the revenue ministry or finance ministry. There was no proper direct connectivity with the customs, and now they have established it. But there are some teaching problems which we are trying to sort it out. But what I am trying to tell you is free trade zone concept is very important. It is getting popularized. See, for any because Prime Minister is talking about calling all the companies into India. So recently also we were discussing with a company. They don't want to establish a manufacturing immediately. They want to test their product. If they any multinational they want to test their product, free trade zone warehousing is the best solution.
Right.
Then as a unit holder, they can always open and being a unit holder, they can hold the cargo because there are a lot of advantages in free trade zone warehousing, which is part of SEZ. So naturally, they can test the market and then come into India in a full-fledged manner, manufacturing or trading, whatever is possible. So there are certain procedural corrections are required. I think government is looking into it. And I also see that now government is focusing more on FTAs, free trade agreements, with the US tariff regime coming in. Already they have done it in May with the UK. Now I think anytime they will do it with the EU. And in any case, they have to do it with the USA. When we are doing this, then we need to correct certain the basics in order to cope up with the international system. So particularly I'm talking about, still there are delays. You talk about single window system. And of course, the government has come out with for the first time, the last 4 or 5 years, you would have seen a lot of reforms are taking place. Like as you said, Gati Sakti, and then logistic policies to streamline and to bring in multi-modal structure into one system and so on. But that is to be really appreciated, because there are so many ministries have been combined and they are trying to work on this. But still there are delay. There could be some changes to avoid to get certain permissions without much delay.
India, as you know, is the fastest growing economy in the world, and the projections for the cargo and logistics industry's growth is also bright. So, given this scenario, where do you see the company 5 to 10 years from now, and what are your major short term and long term expansion plans?
Yes, sir. It's a very good question, because now today I have to keep abreast with all the developments and taking our company closer to the growth of our economy and the country. Yes, India is the fastest growing economy, and already everywhere, it is being talked about by 2030. India will become a 5 trillion economy, being the third largest economy in the world. And that is possible because we are maintaining an average 6.2 to 6.3% GDP growth. As I had said earlier, yes, our Prime Minister set a clear target, 2047 we should become a developed economy. And if you take the logistics side, yes, the government is taking a lot of measures to improve the overall logistics structure by giving multi-modal presentation and also growth to this country. So having seen that, and of course, I have told you last 20 years we have been working on this, how to grow my company in such a way so that when the multinational coming into India will be in a position to experience the country's growth as well as the logistics growth. And logistics is being given so much of importance because year on year growth, it is expected almost 10%. Whether you take rail, whether you take road, whether you take ocean or aviation, I could say all around development, which means my company has to get equipped in all these areas. See, eliminating middlemen, we were talking about that. Unless you avoid subcontracting the services over a period of time, The logistic cost, as you know, is one of the highest in the world. India, even our ministers are talking about almost 13 to 14%, whereas the global average is 8 to 9%. So naturally, the impact of logistic cost on our GDP is also very high. So all the more it is important that they have to reduce the costing, which means there has to be all-around development. That is the reason why we established AFS to decongest the airport, not only to do the imports, but also to do the exports. Number two, we are also working on, because now government is interested in the development of 2-tier, 3-tier cities, to decentralize the industrialization, That is very important, because then only we can, such a huge population, you have to give employment. For that, you need to completely decentralize. So for that, we are trying to work to create ICDs closer to the industrialized area, so that their inventory management is done properly. So in this connection, now we have applied for ICD in Hosur, which is also becoming an important industrial belt, and we are waiting for the IMC. The number three, which is very important, because now India, the government is giving so much importance to the healthcare industries, pharmaceuticals, food products. We have also thought about creating cold chain, because that's also one important thing which we need to do it now, and we are really working on it, and this could really take care of the wastages. Then of course, we are creating already, I told you, we are the pioneers in free trade zone, and people have started experiencing the benefits of free trade zone. And having done it, we are the only free trade zone in Mundra. I went in and created, because nobody was there. And so we created one in Chennai, now Mundra, and Mumbai is becoming very important. Most probably next year, we will open a state-of-art free trade zone facility, so that I'm trying to satisfy the South India with my Chennai in and around areas, and Mundra could satisfy the other area, which is also Sanand, Gujarat, and all these areas are industrial belts, and then our NCR region with Mumbai. If we could do that, probably I will bring in this concept so well, so that we can also find solutions for our customers, the upcoming customers in the future. And then, yes, we are also working on creating a talent pool. Our Prime Minister is talking about Skill India. My vision is to create a logistic university. We are already on the job, because there is no structured syllabus for logistics. We are fully on the job to create the syllabus our team is working on. We are already having a joint venture with one of the leading management college in South India. So we are really experimenting that, because yes, there are diploma courses and logistic courses are there. Having spent 41 years in this industry, having known what are the requirements for the talent pool, and we need to gear up with a lot of practical orientation. Today, theoretical orientation will not help. So we are designing the syllabus in such a way, 50% practical, because we have end-to-end solution, all the activities under our roof. So we ourselves can give, whether you want to have a training in supply chain, freight forwarding, CHA, or a free trade zone, or e-commerce, anything we have. So 50% they have to gain experience in their practice, and then also theoretical. Theoretical, yes, what are the requirements of these subjects, and what are the humanities I can add. So a logistic player can also be a finance man. He can also be a HR person. He could also be a marketing person with a background of logistic subjects. So yes, I'm really working on this to create a graduation course under the university, Logistic University, and also a post-graduation course with special insistence on innovations and research. How this country could be benefited, particularly today, I would say logistics landscape is so much expanded. If you want to study about logistics, you should know technology, you should know engineering, and you should also know finance and also the humanities. Otherwise, you cannot become a holistic logistic operator. And this industry need skilled professionals. Even today, we are looking for. So everybody we are taking, we have to train them for 2 years, and then a lot of time is wasted, and even resources are wasted. So if you want to optimize, the resources, because our government is talking about employment opportunities. I would say the employments will have to come more from education and also from health industry. The biggest one is logistic industry, because logistic industry involves everything today. As I told you, road, rail, everything. So I see a situation where this college produce talent for railways, for aviation, for port, and for land logistics, transportation, and for the e-commerce and so on. So if we can do it, because they have already we need another 10 years time more than 1 million jobs to be filled. That is what they have estimated. We are working on this, a very important expansion off the track, which is connected also, which is my vision. We are on the mission. We should do that. And also now, the important expansion we are talking about is e-commerce. So the last mile connectivity, because that's where still India has to improve a lot, because this industry is going beyond 300 billion now. It has to go. So there is a lot of breadth of requirements. So we have already created more into parcel service, 5,000 pin codes. Maybe our expansion could be 10,000 pin codes in 2 years' time. Ultimately, our expansion, in order to consolidate our expansion, looking for more investments in areas of logistics and so on, 2027, first quarter, we are planning for listing. And this will definitely give us a big breakthrough, additional funds, and we are already having plans for, because for example, project imports. We are now specializing in project imports. We need a lot of hardware. So unless you have a hardware, because now countries, for example, recently we did a huge project for one of the biggest companies. They said, you do freight forwarding, do CHA, you do transport, everything, but you need to bring it to our factory, do every groundwork to install the machinery, bring all your cranes, everything. So it's all end to end has become like this. So naturally, we need to invest on the hardware for project imports and also installation of the projects. So that could, is involving, I said, engineering and so on. So that is also our focus. Once we do that, probably, we will have next 10 years plan clearly marked. What are the expansions we have to go for? Because this is a growing company. Now we are making year on year 30% growth, which we want to continue. And another important thing, a company to be successful, logistic company, they have to become a global player. You cannot become a global player unless you have a strong partner. For me today, KLN, with the SFS coming in, both in aviation and both in air freight and sea freight, we are becoming very strong. So this has given a lot of confidence as to how we can go to the next level of increasing our strength and giving the kind of services which are required. So this is what we are on, and I'm sure that we are going in the right direction. I always believe more than the speed, the direction is important, which I have been following over a period of time. Though we face challenges, still we are able to manage. It is because our base, our foundation is strong.
You just now talked about education and training, one of your passions. So KIndev Group is into diversified businesses. So could you throw light on this aspect, as including your CSR activities?
Actually, I have a passion in teaching because I started my career as an assistant professor. So it has been there in my blood, sir. Because my mother was a teacher for 35 years, and My eldest brother is also a teacher even today. So it is there in our family. So that is why in my parents' name I started SMR Trust. We are having a school, and particularly for the underprivileged. I always have the concept of including the excluded. So there are many people are there to conduct schools and so on. Our schools, particularly, we don't look for the profit. And my wife is completely taking care of the schools, and she's very particular to empower the underprivileged. And that's why even our drivers, kids, all of them are studying and they are all doing very well, and they get the international education, quality education, and making sure that we produce quality students for more than 25 years now. So that is under the SMR Trust. And direct CSR activity, it is in the name of Sikh Foundation, wherein my wife and her team, they have adopted about more than 15 villages in Uttarameru, particularly for digital literacy, sanitation, micro industry development, and also women empowerment and health services and so on. Now she has gone into the tribal development, so in the near Ooty, that is Gudalur and Kotagiri or somewhere. So there, I think for the tribal people, they are working on a lot of other benevolent activities. So whatever actually from nothing, I had the desire, but that will take me nowhere. I had made a decision that has taken me somewhere, but I always have the determination, and I believe that will take me everywhere. With that, I see that everybody is talented. Only thing is they need proper guidance. So my wife is doing, and they are also very good in sports and so on, and a lot of things. Apart from that, personally, I have gone into a lot of charity activities, particularly giving back to my alma mater. I studied in a small school in Devakote. I built recently buildings for starting their English medium school. And then I did my schooling in Dindigul St. Mary's. I put up a block because that school has a lot of poor children, poor boys coming in. So a lot of developments were required, modern facilities, which I had already done it. Then I did my graduation in St. Joseph's College. So in my name, they are now building a huge commerce block because I did my BCom with all the facilities and classroom. It's a big budget, but still I said I will do it. And I've already done, of course, it is also my pride and honor. Loyola has made a stadium after my name, Dr. Xavier Britto Stadium, in my LIBA, Loyola Institute of Business Administration. Now it's a digital auditorium. Most of the functions are happening. And also donated to the college where I did my MCom and as assistant professor. They made a hall, So I think I tell all my friends that, when God is blessing us, we should be blessing for others. Whatever is best possible, we should give back to the society. So I have been giving back to my alma mater because, there are so many poor students are studying, and then they require a lot of such facilities, which I have been doing it. Apart from that, a lot of other things, charity activities are going on, and I'm very happy about it. Because I never thought when I started this company I could come to this level. Everybody is created with a purpose, So the purpose has been driving me. That has pushed me, and that has pushed me to the passion for logistics. Even today, I always tell my son that I don't have a retirement because whoever is having passion and enjoy doing whatever they do, they will never retire. And for me, I still feel I have to go a long way. Let's hope for the best.
Finally, sir, what would be your message to the trade, to your customers, the industry?
Sir, yes, logistics is a backbone of any economy, and it is important. We need to bother about India's global competitiveness, and for that, we need to constantly work on logistics efficiency and also the deliverables. So, for this, yes, we need technology, and logistic operators have to keep updating the technology. They also need right collaboration and, of course, creating trust. The integrity levels have to be really, because this is a field where integrity is questionable all the time. So, as logistics operators, we have to ensure not only us, our staff, we have to be transparent, and we have to be, because we are living in democracy, such a big country, and compliances are very, very important. So, for me, if I look back my journey, I adopted myself swiftly, and I have been decisive, certain times taking risks. More than that, caring very deeply. Is anything, if you want to, if you jump high, you will come down. The same way, deeper the issue, more innovations will come in. So you need to care very deeply every aspect of logistics, because we are dealing with people. So that is very, very important, which I have been following. More than that, please take calculated risk. And this field involves a lot of challenges. For me, logistics is not just moving goods. As a passionate person, I always think it is moving economies, empowering people, and above all, delivering the trust. Thank you. I always believe winners keep trying until they get it right. And I have basically, I believe in hard work, patience, and concentration, and self-belief, sir. These are my mantras, sir. That's all. Hard work, anybody who works very hard will have to reap the benefits. And sometimes for that, you need patience. And what kind of attitude you have during the waiting time of the patience is very, very important. And more than that, we call it as focus, concentration. Sometimes, we get distracted, or we have to distance ourselves from distractions. Because there are many distractions. And lastly, your self-belief. If you don't have the self-belief, when failures comes, you always take back step. And you have to keep trying. And I have failed a few times, very badly, but I said that I can do it again. So I just come back. And I tell my employees always, this is very important, sir. Work hard in silence. Let your success make noise.